Well, I think he did an effective job of laying out a blueprint for his reelection in November 2012. I don't think there's any question that this was, at heart, a political speech, and a very good one. I think it delineated the differences between the Democrats and the Republicans pretty clearly. While he didn't refer to the Republicans very often, I think he laid out an agenda for America that will appeal to the majority of Americans. So in that sense, I'd give him an A+. Okay.
I think he did a very good job. I think if I were a Republican candidate right now, I would be very, very concerned, because he has almost turned around the election field in the sense that, whereas before the Republicans seemed to have a very good chance of winning, if we had to bet today on the outcome in November, I think most people would probably say that the Democrats have a significantly better chance after the speech than they had before the speech. So I would give him a solid A on the speech in that respect.
Well, I think President Obama is a very eloquent and polished speaker, so in an arena like the State of the Union address, I think he really thrives. Some things that caught my attention, he really hammered home the idea of jobs, 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 more legislation that promotes job creation, and he opened and ended the State of the Union address with foreign policy highlights that really resonate with the general public and the average voter. This is the elimination of Osama bin Laden and bringing troops home from Iraq. So I think he was very strategic, but again, this was ultimately a campaign speech. So he had no rebuttal. So I think it's a good speech for him. But whether it's the points he outlines are successful this year remains to be seen.
I'd give him a B. I think that this was an election speech, a campaign speech, and he did want to polarize the electorate to some extent along class lines. The Republicans will call that class warfare. Others will call it democratic class struggle, which is better than nationalist struggle or religious struggle, because you can just divide up the goodies. And that's really what this speech is about. I think it will resonate with most Americans. Americans are now saying, in record numbers over the last decades, compared to the last decades, they're saying that inequality matters and that class differences are going to be more salient in this election. And clearly Obama was picking up on that. The problem is that there is no viable agenda this year. So everything that he's saying is hortatory, aspirational, and so forth, but there's really no plan for getting from point A to point B, for getting from this speech to a more advanced and just society.